Hello and welcome to the Cantina Chatter podcast. I'm Victoria and I will be your guide on this adventure through toys, collectibles, and film. San Diego Comic-Con International 2018 has come to an end, and as is the case every year, countless new toys and collectibles were revealed by far too many companies to keep up with. As someone who has been a lifelong lover and collector of toys, I am continually astounded by the sheer amount of new product that is revealed each year. It truly seems like there is always more and more that catches my eye and makes my wallet wince in terror. As I am a Star Wars and Jurassic Park collector first and foremost, my energy has been focused most on the reveals by Hasbro and Mattel, and Hot Toys, and SH Figure Arts, and a dash of NECA. Oh god, see what I mean? It's enough to make a grown woman in Toyland go mad. In this episode, I will be going over your feedback from a series of polls I ran on Twitter in order to better understand what you, the fans and collectors, want to see Mattel churn out from this glorious toy line. Then I will be joined by my friend Ted Brothers, who you know from his glorious Jurassic Park repaints on Instagram and YouTube. We will be talking about the new Jurassic World reveals from Mattel at San Diego Comic-Con. But first, I'd like to talk to you about the Victoria's Cantina Patreon. As you know, practically nothing in life is free. Even the air we breathe seems to come at a cost. I'm very proud of the work that Victoria's Cantina does, whether it's the toy reviews, the Cantina Chatter podcast, the toy photography on Instagram, or written articles for websites like Jedi Insider, Jedi Temple Archives, or the Jurassic Park podcast. I love what I do, and I'm happy to share it with all of you. But producing consistent, professional quality content comes at a cost. Unlike many YouTube channels or big-time Instagram accounts, Victoria's Cantina is not sponsored. We generally do not get free toys from the companies that we try to support. Nearly everything that comes out of the Cantina is self-funded. For that reason, I decided to create the Victoria's Cantina Patreon. By becoming a patron of the Cantina, you automatically gain greater access through 4 distinct tiers. The first tier, Life Finds a Way, which can be accessed for as little as $1 a month, gives you access to an exclusive Victoria's Cantina Twitter page that previews upcoming content for the channel and the podcast. The second tier, The Force Will Be With You, which can be attained for as little as $5 a month, gives you access to new episodes of the Cantina Chatter podcast at least 24 hours in advance. You also get the benefits of the below $5 tier. The third tier, A Hero Can Be Anyone, can be had for at least $10 a month. In addition to the benefits of the lower tiers, you will also receive periodic behind-the-scenes featurettes on YouTube that highlight my review process, my podcast creation, and perhaps the coolest part, graphics design tutorials. Plus, you will also be able to preview select new reviews 24 hours in advance of the rest of the world. And finally, for a pledge $20 a month, the fourth tier, the whole damn thing, gives you all the benefits of the lower tiers, but also a chance to make a guest appearance on Cantina Chatter, request toy reviews, and participate in a monthly giveaway. Yes, a monthly giveaway. Currently, Victoria's Cantina has 2 patrons. I would like to extend huge thanks to Mark and to Hannah for being patrons of the channel, and thanks to the generous efforts of one of our Facebook followers, Jason, I will be doing a giveaway once we reach 5 patrons. And I'm quite envious of some of the prizes that are going to be included in these giveaways, thanks to Jason's generosity. For full details on the Victoria's Cantina Patreon and to gain greater access to its content, click the link in the show notes. Alright, so I ran a series of polls on Twitter following San Diego Comic-Con 2018, asking you, the fans and the collectors, your thoughts about the Mattel Jurassic World reveals. So the first poll, which 6-inch Jurassic Park or Jurassic World human figure would you like to see Mattel create? 57 votes were tallied, 47% of you said Alan Grant, 32% said Claire, 14% said Ellie Sattler, and 7% said other. Next question, which 6-inch Jurassic Park or Jurassic World dinosaur would you like to see Mattel create? With 48 votes, 69% of you said Dilophosaurus, 19% said a Velociraptor repaint, and 13% said T-Rex. So a lot of love for the Dilophosaurus there. Next question. Which legacy vehicle would you like to see Mattel create for the 3 3/4-inch line? With 61 votes, 80% of you said the Jungle Ford Explorer, and then 10% said the InGen Chopper, and 7% said the Lost World Humvee, and 3% said other. So yeah, again, very overwhelming support for the Jungle Explorer. Next up, which legacy figure would you like to see Mattel create? With 74 votes tallied, 68% of you said Hammond, 15% said Sarah Harding, 12% said Lex, and 5% said Tim. And finally, with 68 votes tallied, 69% of you said T-Rex, painted into the green Bull T-Rex paint scheme, 16% said Velociraptor based on Jurassic Park, 8% said Stegosaurus based on The Lost World, and 7% said Triceratops from Jurassic Park. All right, he's a man who requires little introduction. He is known around the World Wide Web for his marvelous Jurassic Park and Jurassic World custom repaints, many of which he graciously shares on YouTube for all to see. Like me, he's a lifelong Jurassic Park fan and toy collector, except he takes great toys and makes them better, whereas I take great toys and keep them great. Ted Brothers, thank you for being here with me in the Cantina once again.
Thank you. We need the applause effect.
We do. So before we get into the nitty and gritty of Mattel's Jurassic World reveals from San Diego Comic-Con 2018, I have to highlight the fact that freaking Mattel, shouted you out during their panel. So huge congratulations to you.
I know, right? That was Thomas, he's a contributor on the Jurassic Park podcast. He sent me a message and he's like, "Dude, did you see that Mattel gave you a shout out at the Comic-Con?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" And so he sent me this 44-minute video, and I'm trying to listen to it. Of course, there's a crowd of people talking and everything, and he mentioned Hannah-san, me, and Jurassic repaints on the panel, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I had no clue that Mattel even knew who I was or what I do when I'm dinking around on Instagram. And I showed my wife, and she was super proud. That's the proudest my wife has ever been of anything I've ever done in 10 years of marriage.
Yeah, it's awesome to have your fabulous work recognized by them.
I know, it's crazy. Never thought in a million years that would happen.
Really sweet. So the last time I had you on the show was with the InGen inspection team back in February.
Yes.
And we were reacting to all the great looking stuff Mattel showed off for the first time at New York Toy Fair. And that was our first official look at all of these new toys. And we were all really excited about what we saw. Fast forward, it's now July, and the Jurassic World toy line by Mattel has been out for about 3 months now. Wave 2 items are making their way out. And I don't know about you, but I'm a whole lot poorer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I can't, every time I go to the store, I come back with something, even if I don't need it. And usually, because I do the repaints, and I always have a rule of 2. So I don't want to repaint something that I only have 1 of. So people have been getting on me hey, repaint the Colossal T-Rex. I'm I only have 1, and I don't want to slap paint on it and then not have it original too, Sure. So, but I can't ever find I can't find another one. So it's I'll buy doubles of stuff just to repaint them. I don't hoard them, but I buy the 2 of them, that way I can repaint one of them and then also keep one just for pictures or just in my collection in general. But yeah, it's I'm always coming back with something. It doesn't matter what even if it's for a trip for just one thing at Walmart, I usually have to go there. And then I'm also actively hunting the Wave 2 stuff, so I'm constantly going to stores, and I think I've been to 10 Walmarts last week, and I had to enlist the help of 2 other collectors in my area that I met on the Facebook page and through Instagram. And actually, one of the guys I ran into at Walmart randomly, and he was looking at the Jurassic Park stuff, and we had a whole conversation about Jurassic Park, exchanged information, and now he helps me look for stuff and vice versa. But I finally found the Wave 2 Roarivores, but that's been it. There's been nothing else on the shelf, so it's this dead zone, and I'm itching to get stuff, and I keep seeing people in California finding things. One of them, and then there's a couple other people have been finding the humans, which I can't ever find any of them over here in Georgia. It's just there's nothing over here yet. So, but yeah, I'm always coming back with something, and my wife gets on my case about it. But I tell her, babe, it's for work, it's for YouTube, it's for Instagram. I'm a hot shot now, babe. I have to buy stuff.
Nice. And going back to what you said about about buying one of each. I mean, that definitely, you need that, right? For the before and after photos.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I have to.
This is what it looked like before. This is what
Yeah.
it looks like now.
When I got the Suchomimus that's been like in and out of Amazon, and I got two of those, but then I ordered because I had Prime for like the free trial for a month, because when that came out, I was like, I need to get the Prime just in case other things are coming out, that way I can get them in time. And I ended up picking up a couple of the Suchomimus, and then just having them directly mailed to a couple of followers of mine on Instagram, just to kind of help them be able to get it and to beat scalpers, because it's been insane, with that thing. So
absolutely, isn't that a great toy, the Suchomimus?
I love it. It's like a dragon and a seahorse had a baby.
Exactly, that's exactly what I said. I love it. It's been hard to find stuff. Wave 2 stuff is kind of trickling out. I saw the Roarvors maybe like 3 weeks ago at one Walmart, Wave 2, and that was the only time I've seen them like anywhere.
Yeah.
And human figures, I found Wheatley at Walmart, and I think like 2 weeks ago I found Maisie and the Lockwood Owen at Target.
Yeah.
That was before I realized that Maisie was a Target exclusive, and I guess that kind of makes sense why that's where I found her. But I still haven't found Claire. For whatever reason, she keeps eluding me. Sadly, Mattel's packing all of their female figures at just one per case. It happened with Ellie Sattler. It happened with Claire in the Wave 2. And now it's happening with Maisie, who is also one per case. And there's not even a Claire figure in that case because they replaced it with Maisie at Target. So I really wish that they would give us more female figures, because obviously we want to buy them. They're hard to find. Yeah,
it's kind of a bummer, because like I really wanted that one. And the only one that you can get right now is the one with the gyrosphere, and which I was able to get that, but I like, I just like having the single carded figures are cool too. And it's just kind of a bummer that even like was with the Ellie, it was like trying to track down Ellie, and they don't make a lot of them, and that's aggravating.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, but we all need 35 Owens, that's for sure.
Oh my god, yeah, it's ridiculous,
insane. So, the line has had a tremendously positive reaction from Jurassic Park fans and collectors. What has been your overall impression with the new Mattel toys that you have added to your collection?
I mean, I've really liked it. There's only been a couple that I've been like, nah, they're kind of like Happy Meal quality, but that was comparing them to like their like Lost World counterpart, because I picked up the baby T-Rex from the Legacy line, and that one was just kind of like meh, like it's not as great as the Lost World baby T-Rex, but I mean that's like perfection in action figure form right there. It looks just like the maquette, but I mean overall though, I'm as you can tell, like pictures that I post on Instagram of my collection, like I've got a ton of Mattel stuff, so I mean I'm digging it, and I'm a Jurassic junkie. I love anything Jurassic, so it's like, if it's there and I can buy it and I can get it, of course I'm going to get it. I'm a huge Jurassic fanboy, so I mean it's,
Absolutely, and great point about the young T-Rex. I feel like the size is a lot better this time, but the detail definitely isn't quite up to what the Lost World figure was.
Yeah, it's very soft, and it's got like the attempt at the muzzle, which is just massive for its head, and but then there's no leg wrap, so it's like it kind of like lacks there, and it's $10, and there's no leg wrap for $10. It's like
yeah.
Not my favorite, but I mean, they've still, like I said, Mattel is, compared to what Hasbro did in 2015. Like this is miles ahead of what they were doing. So kudos.
For sure, they've been doing a fabulous job, and I just gotta thank them for doing this, because I've been telling people in recent months we're living through a Jurassic golden age for merchandise, the likes of which we may never see again.
Yeah.
And the likes of which we haven't seen since the Lost World Kenner. And so it's just really terrific, everything that they're doing. All the products are consistently good. You mentioned a couple that are like Happy Meal quality, and I do got to agree with that. The attack packs, particularly the Gallimimus stands out in my mind.
Yeah.
Just I have a hard time getting those to stand.
Yeah.
Some of those, the Dimorphodon, I mean, they're $8. They're kind of like, if you're going to buy something on a whim, I guess it makes sense to go with something like that. Or for a kid, wanting to buy something on a whim, those make sense.
Those are like what the grandma is buying the grandson or granddaughter for their birthday. They're going in there, because I was at Walmart and I saw it was like a grandmother looking lady, and she was buying some of the attack pack or the action attack or whatever, the smaller ones, the $7 ones. And I was like, yeah, that's what those are for. Those are like the the last minute. Oh, we need to get him a birthday present, and then they get him a Raptor or something. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, and, action attack, the $20 line, and the
Yeah.
Roar of Wars, $15. Those have been solid through and through.
Yeah.
I've been really happy with all the Wave 2 Roar of Wars in particular.
Yeah, man, they've been great. I've got the Pteranodons. I got two of those, two of the Ankylosaurus, and then I will only have one of the Ceratosaurus. That was like the last one that I could find out of the 10 Walmarts that me and then the other two guys had been to. So, but yeah, I love them, man. They're really cool. I mean, I'm digging it. So,
Yeah, it's I walk into my office every day. I have them on display. Well, as many as I can. I mean, there's just so many. I can't display them all at
Yeah.
once. But I mean, I look at them and I'm just reminded, like, wow, this is incredible
Yeah.
that we're getting toys like this.
it really is. It's like that. It's like, to me, it's like 1997 all over again, because I'm a casual collector. I don't Jurassic Park is the only thing I collect, and it's like the last time I have collected like a toy line was in 1997 for the Lost World, because like when Jurassic Park came out, I was a little too young. I was like 8 when Jurassic Park came out, so I mean I was too young to like actively collect every single thing. But like Lost World, I was a little bit older. I was able to find stuff, and then but yeah, now it's just kind of reminding me of that, because there's like all the awesome merchandise, like everything's got Jurassic Park on it, or Jurassic World, and there's dinosaurs, all kinds of different dinosaurs. Guys, it's awesome, because I mean the Lost World had a ton of dinosaur, action figures, and this one, it's just like that. It's like different types of dinosaurs, and it lacks in the human department. Like I wish there was a more variety of humans, but still the dinosaurs are they're top notch. I mean they're Lost World quality. I mean a lot of the Roar of Wars, at least.
Completely.
Yeah.
And we're going to get into all that in a little bit more detail. So I'd like to get into the Mattel reveals from San Diego Comic-Con.
Okay, cool.
They made some pretty big announcements about what's to come. They said that in 2019, they are releasing 16 new dinosaur species, which is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
They said that they are trying to find a home for the Destructosaurs dinosaur sets, which interestingly have been up for pre-order on Amazon for like the last month or so.
Yeah.
They teased a Hammond figure coming in the Legacy line. They showed off an in-scale Brachiosaurus silhouette, as well as an Action Attack Amargasaurus silhouette. They confirmed that the Maisie figure, like I said a moment ago, is a Target exclusive. I know that's a bummer for a lot of people,
Yeah.
Especially those who live internationally where they don't have Target.
Yeah.
And they also confirmed a 6-inch scale collector series line. So they announced so much stuff, and my poor wallet already went into hiding, and I have no idea where it's at. So Ted, I have to ask you, what is your overall impression of what was revealed by Mattel for the Jurassic World line?
I was really pleased with it, and like I said, before, like being a casual collector and just being just a Jurassic Park collector, like everything else at Comic-Con doesn't really interest me. Not like I don't find Star Wars or Marvel interesting, but like that was my only focus, was the Mattel stuff, and I mean I loved it. It was cool. I wish they would. I thought they were going to reveal more. Like I was like, oh man, we're going to get to see the Jungle Explorer and the Hammond figures, and they're going to show us all the new Legacy figures and stuff like that. So it's kind of a bummer that stuff wasn't there. But the fact that the Brachiosaur silhouette, like that was what I was there for, to see that. I mean, that was really cool. I mean, I've waited 25 years for a Brachiosaurus action figure full size, and now they're going to deliver it. That's awesome to me. So I was pretty impressed with it.
Yeah, totally. There was a lot of stuff. I mean, the fact that they said 16 new dinosaur species, which I'm already thinking, okay, well, we have all the main ones. We have T-Rex,
I can't think of what else. Yeah, what else they would do. I mean,
yeah. I know some of the other ones that have been like shown on Amazon for pre-order, like for 2019. I don't know how that's going to work, but they're kind of more obscure species, and I assume that whatever else they're going to do is going to be kind of along those lines, unless they're going to come out with. I don't think they would say 16 new species if they were going to just repack like T-Rex or Triceratops.
Yeah, and just
such.
repaint stuff.
Right, which I'm sure they're going to do that as well. They're gonna make as much money off of these as they can while they can. But yeah, 6-inch was something that I think a few people expected they were going to announce, and they did. And you mentioned the Brachiosaurus. That was absolutely incredible, because we've never had a Brachiosaurus in the line, not an appropriate one anyway. That's full scale. And just so much else. I agree that I kind of wanted to see some more from the Legacy line. More humans, more dinosaurs. We didn't quite get that, but I think for the most part they did a nice job saying, you guys have seen the first phase of what we planned, and here's the second phase for later this year in 2019. I think in that respect, for 2019 not even being a movie year, I think there's a lot to look forward to.
Yeah. And now when do they isn't it in February? Is that when they do like a yearly toy fair? Is it in New York, or is that like every year? Because I have no idea. But so I'm assuming that they'll probably do like another one next February, and then they'll probably reveal more stuff.
Right. Well, there's also a New York Comic Con, and that's going to take place. I think it usually takes place in September or somewhere in there, August, September. So there'll be that, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's some reveals there.
Yeah.
And then, New York Toy Fair in February. Okay. That's a really big event too. So I'm sure that they'll probably have the 6-inch and whatever else they have developed. I think will be on display.
Yeah, it'll be awesome. I mean, I'm excited either way.
Absolutely. Of all the things that were shown, what would you say is your one favorite thing that was revealed, whether it be an assortment or a singular item? What is the one thing that stood out to you that you're most looking forward to?
Oh, it's the Brachiosaurus. I mean, that's the first dinosaur we see on screen in Jurassic Park. Nice. It's the one I've wanted for 25 years. I've got the Horizon Brachiosaurus, and it's awesome, but it's like a model, and I'm ready for the articulated, massive, super colossal Brachiosaurus, and that's what I'm most excited for. I don't care what it looks like. I mean, it doesn't even have to look like the one from Jurassic Park. I'll repaint it, but that's what I'm excited for. That's like one of those things that you've waited since you were a kid to finally get, and like that's what it is right there. That's my Millennium Falcon, the Brachiosaurus. Man, I'm ready for it.
I feel the same way. That's the one item that really like sparked my. I mean, I'm interested in all of it, obviously, but that's like the one item that excites me the most is having, a huge Brachiosaurus that's in scale with the 3 3/4 inch figures, because I don't think that's ever been done by any company. Yeah. So that is super intriguing, and I'm sure it's going to look, decent at the very least, and probably really good. I'd assume if anything that we've already seen is anything to go off of, but the biggest Brachiosaurus that I can recall, and at the moment I can't think of what company it is, but there's a company that back in the 80s, early 90s, I think, did a lot of dinosaurs. They did like this 3-foot tall Brachiosaurus that my brother had. Yeah. And that's the closest I can think of. And I'm sure as soon as we finish recording, the name of this company is going to come to me. But I'll have to find that and show you a picture of it.
Yeah, I know there was the Horizon, is one of them that's huge, and then I know like Papo's got the one that looks like the Jurassic Park one, and then there's like a company called Tamiya or something like that, and they have a Brachiosaurus model, and that's from I think like the 90s or whatever, or maybe later on, but yeah, I can't really think of like massive like ones that are big enough to fit in with like Kenner action figures, so I mean I honestly can't wait. It's gonna be really cool because I'm like, how are they gonna package something that's gonna be that big? It's gonna probably be like in a few pieces, kind of like the Mosasaurus and the super colossal T-Rex, where you have to assemble it. And I mean, I'm just excited to do that. Like, I love assembling things, and so the fact that I get to put it together, and that just makes me excited. I'm like a kid at Christmas. Absolutely.
Here, I just found it. It's the Definitely Dinosaurs play school.
Yeah, Definitely Dinosaurs. Yep. Yeah,
28 inches tall.
Yeah, I've seen that. Dino Geek Tony, he's got one of those, and I've seen that before. It's pretty huge.
Nice. I think my parents still have that at their house, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I do have the Papo one too. It's a great toy. Or I mean, can you call Papo toys? I guess technically they're toys.
Yeah, I guess.
But it's not really in scale with anything. I guess. Well, Papo really aren't. They're just kind of all their own thing, which is fine. But yeah, I mean, that's totally the one thing I'm most looking forward to. Another thing I wanted to talk about is of all the sublines within the all-encompassing Mattel Jurassic World toy line, I think Legacy Collection, which is available at Target, has been one of the biggest hits. Yeah. When I go to Target, it seems as if the Legacy human figures are always sold out. Yep. I don't think I've even seen one since before Fallen Kingdom opened. So between Battle Damage, which is available through Walmart, and everything in between, I think Legacy seems to be the thing that resonates the most with us old-timers who have been collecting this stuff since the 1700s. So I asked you to come up with 3 items, whether they be human figures, dinosaurs, vehicles, or playsets that are missing from the Legacy line that need to happen at some point. So what items do you think Mattel needs to release in the Legacy collection?
All right, so I'm thinking I'll start off with my playset. Like, I know that they probably wouldn't go as far as making I would love if they did make an actual like Jurassic Park compound or like the mobile command center. Like, that would be really cool. But I would love to see a Legacy Raptor paddock playset, with like the Overwatch tower, and you can put your Raptors inside, and it's got like lights and sounds. Like, that would be really cool. And it would be awesome if they did like a Legacy story pack, which came with like the big one, the Raptor, and it came with the little cage that it's in. That they're trying to put it into the Raptor paddock, so it'd be kind of like a two-piece kind of deal. So it would entice people to buy one and then buy the other, And so I would love to see the Raptor paddock playset in the Legacy line at some point before I die. Like that would be really cool. So, and you could like use it with your command compound, your old school Kenner command compound.
Mm-hmm.
Like that would be the best.
That would be great. So for my list, I have a Hammond figure.
Yep.
Which they did kind of allude that they didn't straight out say we're doing a Hammond. They said there's a lot of interest. They said that they kind of indicated that it's coming without outright saying it. So yeah. I'm expecting that. I think we need a Jungle Explorer.
Absolutely.
I mean, they did a fantastic job on the Matchbox Jeep Wrangler.
Yeah.
I think that is an absolute essential.
Yeah.
I mean, they could even do like 2 of them. They could do like they did with the Wrangler, how you have like a Legacy one that's like nice and clean and movie accurate, and then maybe they offer another one in like a pack with that has more weathering and has like a dinosaur, or maybe it has some rocket firing nuclear bazooka or something.
Grant's little nuke bomb.
Oh yeah. And I'd also like to see a playset of some sort. I was going to say a type of command compound with electric fences and a Jurassic Park gate, because I think that would be really neat. But I like your idea equally of having a Raptor paddock, because that's never been done by any of these companies. So I think like a film accurate paddock, like you said, it has the sounds like the Raptor screech.
Yeah.
The fences that maybe light up in the tower. I think that would be really
even like
incredible.
Like a little crane on the side where you can put like a little cow in it and feed the raptors. Sky's the limit, man. They need to just let me come to the Mattel place, let me design it. It'll make lots of money. Everybody will win. Yeah, that'd be so cool. Get a little Papo cow and put the Papo cow in the little claw hook and feed your raptors to it. It'd be so great.
Oh man. Sky's the limit.
Yeah.
So the fact that 6-inch is coming has a few people quite scared. My good friend and yours, Matt Brando, published a video this morning about how this is bad for the 3 3/4-inch line. And it's not just Matt. There's other people that are saying the sky is falling and that 3 3/4-inch is going to be doomed. During the reveal, Mattel explicitly said that 3 3/4-inch will continue to be the main line. They said that the collector line will be small and it will be very focused. And we're not even going to see it until fall of 2019, which is well over a year from now. And that means that between then and now, they'll be able to do these 16 species and everything is still going to happen either way.
Yeah.
So our next topic, can the 3 3/4-inch scale and the 6-inch scale lines coexist?
I think they can. I mean, I'm all for it, and I saw Brando's video, and I mean, he had a point. I mean, I was like, yeah, I totally agree with that, but like I also, as from somebody who likes to do photography and like all that detail and like, bigger figures and stuff like that, it would be so cool to be able to like recreate scenes from Jurassic Park with 6-inch Jurassic Park action figures, and I mean, I don't see any problem with it, but I mean, then again, I'm like I said, I'm a casual collector, to me, it's like, I mean, it's Jurassic Park, so of course I'm going to like go and buy it, so I mean, I don't have anything like profound to say about it other than I think it's awesome. And a 6-inch Ian Malcolm, come on, how cool is that?
Yeah, and a lot of people are citing Star Wars, what happened with them back in 2013. A little bit of Star Wars history here,
right.
But the vintage collection was out from 2010 to 2013. Lucasfilm released The Phantom Menace in 3D back in 2012. I think it came out like in February or so.
Yeah.
And I guess they hadn't learned the lesson back in 1999, where it was just like a mass of Episode 1 toys all over the place that didn't sell through and had to be clearanced off for like the next 2 years.
Yeah.
But they went back and did a lot of Episode 1 toys in the vintage collection. They also had like a basic line of figures that was also heavily rooted in Episode 1. And a lot of people believe, in the collecting community for Star Wars, that's kind of what killed off the vintage collection, was that there was just too much Episode 1.
Yeah.
So basically, you had that. You also had the fact that Disney bought Lucasfilm in 2012. And what happened with that is they kind of reshuffled Hasbro's plans. Hasbro had been planning an Attack of the Clones line for the 3D re-release. They'd been planning a Revenge of the Sith line for the 3D re-release, and Lucasfilm scrapped that. So Hasbro had to go back to the drawing board. They had to cancel their plans for most of that stuff, because I mean there wasn't going to be a tie-in for it. So they redid the entire line. They had a Black Series in the 6-inch scale, was brand new. They had Black Series in the 3 3/4-inch scale, which was a continuation of the super articulated figures. And then they also had Basic, which was just 5-point of articulation figures with good sculpts, but not the greatest paint applications, and obviously barely any articulation. A lot of people were upset about that, and as the years went on, distribution on the Black Series 3 3/4-inch got really poor. Eventually, it got relegated to Walmart exclusive. And the 5 POA stuff became like the main line for The Force Awakens, for Rogue One, for The Last Jedi, and then for Solo. And now Vintage Collection is back, and now 6-inch Black Series is continuing to do well. But a lot of people are citing the fact that that 6-inch killed 3 3/4-inch, which from a certain point of view, I guess I guess I'm getting a little Star Warsy here, it did affect it. But at the same time, 3 3/4-inch never went away, and it's back in a pretty big way currently. And 6-inch is still doing really well as well, even though a lot of the figures do end up on clearance, and they go to like $5 on Amazon, down from 20. They're really doing a good job improving that line. The detail's incredible. They have the photoreal paint app technology now. The sculpts are getting better. The articulation's getting better, and the price is still the same. I'm shocked that Hasbro hasn't upped the price from $19.99 in 5 years.
Yeah,
that's pretty incredible. But that's one example. I mean, you could also look at what Mattel did for the DC multiverse back in, I think it was around 2013, 2014. 6-inch wasn't selling very well, so what did they do? They started making 4-inch figures for DC. And then they put that on ice, and then they brought back 6-inch. So, I mean, you can cite that very specific, Star Wars situation as an example, but I don't think that's the case here. I mean, we have two different companies. You have Mattel and you have Hasbro, totally different companies, different way of doing things, different levels of distribution. I think Mattel is so much better at distributing toys than Hasbro is.
Yeah.
And it's a totally different era. We're not in 2013. I mean, things have changed quite a bit in toys in that amount of time. And I think Mattel knows where their money is. I think that they're going to continue milking the 3 3/4-inch scale as long as they can. And like they said themselves, 6-inch is going to be a very focused, much smaller line. So I really don't think we have anything to be afraid of in this case. I think that it's going to continue to thrive. Like I said, we're not going to see 6-inch for over a year.
Yeah.
So with next year being an off movie year, I think there's still a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, that's why I know a lot of people are like, well, no, I'm gonna have to buy dinosaurs in scale with 6-inch figures and stuff like that. But I don't. It's even if Mattel just did Jurassic Park, let's just say they just did Jurassic Park. There's only 10 characters from the movie, like human characters, if even 5 main ones, if it's all they ever did, and there's not a lot of dinosaurs in the first movie. I mean, there's only a handful. I mean, they're probably not going to make a gigantic Brachiosaurus for the 6-inch figures, but I mean, if they made a full-size, highly detailed, super articulated Tyrannosaurus Rex, don't tell me you would not buy that. All the naysayers for the 6-inch line, you would buy that T-Rex because it would look awesome, and I mean, just think about having like the raptors from Jurassic Park, being able to have all 3 of them and like doing the kitchen scene diorama. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm like, they'll make for great pictures because that blue looks really cool, and I picture that blue but done up like the big one from Jurassic Park, And so I mean, even if they just did Jurassic Park, I mean, it's not like you're going to have to go out and buy every single Roarvor again in the new scale that they're going to release. I don't think they would do that, but I mean, maybe they would. I don't know.
Yeah, and the other thing I'd like to mention is this isn't something that just came out of the blue. I mean, you have to think about what these companies say, like Hasbro and Mattel. They'll tell you that these lines, Mattel even said it, that they've been working on this Jurassic line for 2 years.
Yeah.
Hasbro says that, there's an 18-month lead time by the time they design a figure to the time they actually get it into mass production.
Right.
So, I mean, it's not like they just pulled this out of thin air. Obviously, they've been working on 6-inch since before we even got wind of the 3 3/4 inch stuff that was going to be coming out.
Yeah.
So I think they were just probably waiting for the right moment to announce it and to see how well 3 3/4 inch was going to be doing. But I don't think they're suddenly just doing it. I mean, certainly they've had this plan. They've had, this on the drawing board for before the Jurassic World toys were even released.
Yeah.
So I say bring it on. I'm really looking forward to anything that they got. And I mean, I think if you don't want to collect, you don't want to have to buy 6-inch lines, then you don't have to buy them. I mean, it's an option. And if it's collector focused, I know that's only going to bring more people into buying Jurassic Park toys, and I think that's a great thing for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I keep thinking, I'm like, all the cool stuff that they could do with that 6-inch line with like characters, even going into the Lost World, and like even if they went as far as doing Jurassic Park 3 characters, I mean, the Raptors from Jurassic Park 3 would be really awesome, like super articulated like that. And so, I mean, and picture like a 6-inch Dennis Nedry and the 6-inch to scale Dilophosaurus, like that would be so cool, man. And a Jeep, if they made the Jeep, gosh, that'd be awesome. I don't know, maybe I'm just fanboying out. It'd be awesome.
It would be cool. Raptors would be easy for them because all they got to do is repaint. Right. And if it's Jurassic Park 3, just resculpt a new head. Yeah. Very easy.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So while we're on the topic of 6-inch, I asked you to come up with 3 human action figures you'd like to see in the 6-inch line. But I'd also like to ask you, what is one dinosaur you'd like to see made at this scale? So you go ahead and then I'll reveal my personal picks.
All right. So in a 6-inch scale, I really think it would be awesome. I mean, the T-Rex, like I said, would be really cool, like an actual like giant to scale Rexy, articulated and everything like that would be really awesome. But I think the sick Triceratops would be really cool to have, like where you could actually position it on the ground where it looked like it was in the movie, and Aww. I think that'd be really cool. I loved the old Kenner Triceratops. That was my thing. And before I ever got that, when I was a kid, I always used the Dino Riders Triceratops as my sick Triceratops. And nice. But the Triceratops is always like that cool kind of just like childlike, like feeling that you get when you watch Jurassic Park and like touching the dinosaur for the first time. Yeah. And so I think that would be really cool, like on a really nice matte packaging with like the sick Triceratops, and you maybe even come like a display. But it's kind of like the Chronicle Triceratops, but like not $1 bajillion, actually affordable that you could buy it. So
for me, for the human figures, I have Alan. I think that's we obviously need Jurassic Park Alan. We need Ellie. Jurassic Park Ellie is definite. I think you got to have those two, especially if they're already doing Malcolm. I mean, that's kind of like the trio. And then I'd like them to do Claire because they're already doing Owen from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would prefer like if they did Claire from Jurassic World, but I was thinking about it, and since Owen that they're doing is already based on Fallen Kingdom, I guess it makes more sense for them to do the Fallen Kingdom version of her. That way you can display them together. They'd probably look a little better. And then for my one dinosaur, I gotta agree with you, T-Rex.
Yeah.
Some people have been saying that the T-Rex, the super colossal T-Rex is 6-inch scale, but it's not quite. I took the measurements and I ran the numbers, and it's actually closer to about, getting a little technical, it's closer to about 7.25 inch scale.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Yeah. So you need a figure that's a little bit over 7 inches, which isn't even really a scale.
Yeah.
So yeah, they need to do a 6-inch one. It'd be a little bit smaller, but if they were to detail it to look a lot more film accurate, too Rexy, with the stripes down her back, the more of the grayish sort of color, and full of the articulation like you saw in that Raptor blue, like you articulate the fingers, the toes,
that'd be so cool.
The tail. It'd be incredible, and you could pose it however you want, with the mouth open, with the mouth closed, the head side to side, That would allow for some pretty incredible photos, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'll be all up on that T-Rex if they release something like that. Hands down, that'd be so awesome.
Yeah, that'd probably be my holy grail, T-Rex, if they were to do something like that.
And a Gennaro, that's what they need. They need a Gennaro figure. We need a Gennaro on the toilet. We need that blood-sucking lawyer.
That'd be fun.
I always wanted to, I would love to see that for the the little 3 3/4 legacy figures, like a little Gennaro with an outhouse play set. That'd be so awesome. They would never make that, but I would buy it.
Oh yeah, I mean the sky's like you said, the sky's the limit. I mean, if they really wanted to expand Legacy, I mean they got Malcolm coming. It sounds like Hammond's probably coming. I mean, they could include him in there. Gennaro,
Yep.
Tim, Lex, Nedry,
Ray Arnold with removable arm. You
with removable
gotta have
arm.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh man, that'd be incredible. Yeah, they could do so much with these things. I think that's what's really exciting about this toy line is they've already done a lot, but there's still so much they can do.
Yeah, well, they haven't even scratched the surface because they haven't even gotten into like Lost World characters or even Jurassic Park 3 characters, which I don't even know if they'll ever. I mean, I hope they. I would love to have a Paul Kirby to go with the Spinosaurus. That'd be awesome.
Oh man.
Yeah, little Kirby paint and towel plus.
He comes with his business card.
I can't remember who said it. Somebody said it somewhere where there was like the Mattel should release the Spinosaurus to where it has electronics, but you just press the button and it's just that like ringtone. When you press the button,
man.
that'd be great.
That'd be incredible. See, that's what, like you said, they need to get us over to Mattel and we can give them these ideas.
God, we'd make everybody millionaires.
So, as we've already discussed, so much has already been released in this line and so much that is still to come. We don't get freebies, me and you. We do things the old-fashioned way and we pay for our toys.
Yep.
I have almost 500,000 combined views between all my Jurassic Park Mattel toy reviews on YouTube, and you have something like 1 billion Instagram followers.
I know, it's crazy. I started out with 9.
I don't even want to think about how much I've spent because it would probably result in my being exiled to Siberia or something dreadful. But all of that being said, what is one thing in the overall Jurassic World main toy line that has not been made and has not been revealed that you absolutely want to see happen?
Man. That's so tough because like part of me, yeah, that's a tough one because they've done most of like almost everything. I don't know a whole lot about like other types of dinosaurs. Like people think that because I like dinosaurs that I know I'm like a paleontologist and I know everything about them. I don't know anything about dinosaurs. I have a hard time pronouncing their names most of the time. And so like I know everything about like Jurassic Park is where I've learned all my dinosaurs from, and that shows you that I know nothing about dinosaurs. So I mean, off the wall dinosaurs I have no idea, but I'd love to see a Parasaurolophus done for the Legacy line, like a nice not even Legacy but just like the action attack, like the bigger ones, you know, kind of like the Lost World. I would love to see a bull T-Rex, you know. Yeah, I mean I really can't think of anything else. They've pretty much nailed it. They've done most of the dinosaurs. Like there's some like the other sauropod that they're coming out with, the one with the mohawk, what is that called again? The Arma something. What was it?
Amargasaurus.
I have never heard of that dinosaur before in my entire 35 years on this planet. I had to Google it. I was like, I've never heard of that. So yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I really can't. They've nailed it. Really, they've covered it for me at least. I mean, stuff like that. But yeah, Parasaurolophus would be really cool to see, kind of like the action attack size. You know, with like you could even do it where it was like the running legs or something like that. Like kind of harken back to the Lost World. But yeah, I mean, other than that, like a bull T-Rex would be really cool. Like the super colossal size bull T-Rex done that paint scheme. But
yeah, and I mean Mattel. I mean that if you're listening, if you want to sell double what you've already sold of these T-Rexes, repaint them in the bull T-Rex colors.
Like shooting nerds in a barrel, they would buy it up.
I wouldn't hesitate. I'd rebuy those T-Rexes.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, if they did a thrash and throw T-Rex or whatever done up like the bull T-Rex, it'd be awesome, man.
That'd be incredible. Yeah, you know, I'm surprised that they actually haven't shown a Parasaurolophus in the Jurassic line at all. I have to assume that's probably one of the species that's going to do next year, but
yeah,
it is interesting, and I'd love to see that.
They have the little like the little blind bag version, so I'm assuming that like because they have the Brachiosaurus and the little Legacy, the smaller minis. Well, so I'm assuming that like they eventually are going to do it, you know. So I mean, it's just like to me, like the Lost World Parasaurolophus figure is like perfection too. Like that thing looks just like the maquette.
Oh yeah.
And so it's like trying like. Part of me wants them to make it, and then part of me is like, "Now, why don't you not worry about making it? Because like Kenner did it perfect, 20 years ago. So don't worry about it, Mattel. We got this one." But yeah, I would love to see that. You know, I mean, it's even like repaints. So I mean, they probably wouldn't be able to do that. That's just crazy thinking. But like repaints of their dinosaurs, but done in like old school retro themes, like I've been doing with the Mattel dinosaurs. I've been giving them like retro repaints. You know, like I think that looks pretty cool. You know, and. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't really think of any other kind of dinosaur that I'd want to see. They've kind of covered it all. So I mean, kudos to them.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of a Margosaurus, I actually do have a
Oh,
Margosaurus
do you?
toy. You can actually get it at Target, I think. Still, it's the Terra by Batat, the ones that they have on the end cap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they done by Dan LaRusso, who passed away sadly a couple years ago.
Okay.
But he did a really nice Margosaurus, and I think I did a video on that one a couple years ago. Uh, but yes, I mean, there's just so much that they could possibly do. I think if I were to say the one thing that I'd like to see, and it's something I already mentioned, that would be the Jungle Explorer.
Yeah.
Because they haven't released it and they haven't announced it, which I'm a little bit surprised about. But I think that's the one thing that I'd love to see. I love the Jeep Wrangler. The ones that they've done, I think, are near perfection. Obviously,
Yeah.
they're missing like the side mirrors and the rear tire, but they're really close. But if they did something in the same vein for a Jungle Explorer, you could remove the glass roof to put your figures in there or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think, I would love that.
Oh yeah. Well, it's one of those things. It's like the movie had two of them, and then the movie had like a bunch of Jeeps. So it's like, of course, you have to have two Jungle Explorers. You have to have a fleet of Jeeps. It's like, well played, Universal. That's a way to sell toys right there. Two Jungle Explorers. Everybody could have fit in one. They didn't need two, but had to sell toys.
Yeah. And I have to imagine we'd see an Indominus Rex at some point as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised that hasn't come. I guess that's probably going to be a next year thing too. So.
Yeah, wouldn't be shocked if they announced something like Super Colossal Indominus Rex.
Yeah,
that'd
be pretty.
It kind of makes sense.
Yeah, that'd be pretty neat. I'd like to see that. Even the Spinosaurus, like a big Super Colossal Spinosaurus. I don't know where I would put it. I'm honestly like running out of room. I had to go and find shelving today in my garage to like make my shelves bigger to fit all this stuff on it. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. To go to IKEA.
Right.
It's crazy.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm already out of space. It's not even funny.
And you collect like other things too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're like, you got the whole thing going on. You got the whole Star Wars thing going on too. So yeah.
Yeah. I've been doing a lot of thinking lately, and that's true. I mean, I do have a lot of Star Wars, and Star Wars and Jurassic are like the main two things I collect. But I mean, I also have like DC, and then I have Marvel Legends, and I mean, I'm a lot lighter on collecting those lines, and obviously I have a lot of like vintage toys that are not Star Wars or Jurassic, but I think I need to refocus a little bit, kind of make some extra space.
Yeah,
it's out of hand.
It escalates real fast. It's an addiction.
For sure. All right, so let's see. I think we hit all of the talking points here.
Yeah, I think so. I think I only have a few things on my notes where I mentioned a Nedry figure for the 3 3/4. That's what I would love to see. I was talking with somebody the other day on Instagram about how it'd be really cool if Mattel did a covered Jeep Wrangler and had like the Dilophosaurus, 2-pack, kind of like what they did with the Dimorphodon and that one Jeep with that crazy net thing. But like something like that with like a covered Jeep, and then like a Dennis Nedry in his yellow raincoat, like a single carded figure, or like a big, like a big superset where it was like the Jeep and Nedry or something like that. I don't know, but definitely got to have a Nedry figure. Hopefully.
That'd be glorious.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the minis a little while ago. They also have a mini Apatosaurus, don't they?
Yes, they do. It is. Yeah, it comes in. Well, the one I got came in the like that Walmart 15-pack.
Right.
Battle damage ones.
Right. So I wonder if they've got an Apatosaurus up their sleeve.
Surely they have to. I mean, that's like kind of like a big dinosaur in Jurassic World. I think it's because that's the one that the Indominus kills.
Yeah, you could recreate that scene with your hypothetical Indominus Rex.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we've covered this pretty well. Do you have any final thoughts you wanna mention, or anything else you want to bring up?
No, I think I've covered it all. I mean, it's one of those. I'm really excited to see. It's like I said, it's like being a kid at Christmas, but like you don't know when stuff's going to come out, and that's like that mystery around it. And I'm really excited about it. I mean, I'm just excited to like get new human characters. That's my main thing. I've got tons of dinosaurs now. Like now it's time for some humans and some vehicles and some play sets. Like that would be really cool because
I agree.
I mean, it's like a content for my Instagram. I mean, I'm pretty much just constantly taking pictures. So I mean, it's like I need that stuff. So
totally, and I think I gotta agree with that. I mean, we have a lot of dinosaurs.
Yeah.
My favorite things are the larger assortments, like the Action Attack and the Roarvors and all the stuff that's even bigger than that, like the T-Rexes. But I think I have plenty of the Raptors and the Dilophosaurs and the Herrerasaurus, and I got to mention real quick too the Pachycephalosaurus. Isn't that the creepiest looking thing?
Yeah, the one there's one the battle damage one, and it's like green. It's got this look on its face, and every time it just kind of looks like it's really high, and it's the most random looking little guy. Oh man, yeah, he's weird.
They both look kind of creepy, and it's interesting because all of these dinosaurs look really good. They look very film accurate for the most part, but for whatever reason, I don't know what happened with the Pachycephalosaurus, but it's like really buff, and it looks like it's been working out. And
yeah, the one is like he's a gym rat, like the legacy one. He's swole for sure. He's a massive guy. Yeah, I mean, comparing them like with the big Lost World, the ram head Lost World one, like that's such a cool Packy, and I wish that Mattel would do one like that, but like shrunk down a bit into scale. Even like the little green one kind of looks kind of goofy, but it's not as weird looking as that battle damage Packy man. He's creepy looking.
Yeah, there's something else. I try not to. I have him facing the other way. Yeah, and then you have the boob grabber raptors.
Yeah. those things. Boob grabbers. I've never heard that before. Oh my gosh, that's good.
Yeah, just the way they have their hands. It looks like they're going to sneak up on you.
Oh, that's good.
I think I have like 4 of them now, so it's the Extraordinary League of Boob Grabbers.
Flock of boob grabbers. Oh boy.
No, they're flocking this way, so.
Oh man.
But yeah, one thing I want to mention too is going back to what you said about how we need more humans. Yeah, we got a lot of dinosaurs, especially the small ones. I got plenty. I've been buying all the repaints because that's what I do.
Yeah.
Got to have them all. But we need more humans. We definitely want more in Legacy. We definitely want more in the main line. And I think we really need wrist articulation. Like I can do without ankles. I can do without I mean, they're already pretty well articulated for what they are, but I think we absolutely need wrists because they can't hold their weapons very well at all. I think that's super, super important.
Yeah, man. I'm looking at one of them right now, and it is like trying to get Muldoon to hold his shotgun in pictures is such a pain. Mm-hmm. And just that little simple thing of like a wrist being able to turn would be perfect.
Yeah, or the mercenary that has that electro thing. Oh yeah, that's difficult too.
Yeah, that it doesn't even fit in his hand. That's kind of weird. I don't know.
Right. Or Lockwood Owen with that big old gun he comes with.
Yeah, that's the point.
Sonic laser gun. I don't know why does he come with. Shouldn't Claire come with that gun?
Yeah, Claire should have come with like that rifle thing that she uses with the laser. I don't know why she didn't.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
Well, the good thing is if you find these figures and you can give them whatever weapons you want.
Yeah, it's like G.I. Joe.
They just can't hold them.
Yeah. So like G.I. Joe's come in handy for. That's the one good thing about this 3 3/4 line is like you can I've got a bucket full of like 3 3/4 Star Wars figures with their guns and stuff. So I'll use their guns and pictures. The one thing I was really excited if we don't ever get a Ray Arnold figure is like I've got like a bunch of Mace Windu's, and I was totally gonna make a custom Ray Arnold figure for the Jurassic Park Legacy line if they didn't make one. Which I doubt they will. I don't know. Maybe they will. Put a cigarette
Hopefully
in his mouth.
They will. Well, I don't think we'd get the cigarette, but
come on, kids.
Isn't it funny? Like a removable, like a cigarette is more offensive than a removable arm.
I know,
with
right?
Blood on it.
I'd buy it.
The world we live in.
I'd buy a playset with just Nedry sitting at his messy desk. Like that's like I would buy that. Just a messy desk playset. That'd be great. A little electronic sounds when you press the button and said did say the magic word. I would buy that.
Oh, that'd be fabulastic. I'd love that.
Great. I should be on their design team.
You could just go on all day spouting out ideas for this toy line.
You don't have the budget for it.
Again, Mattel, hit us up. We're here. We'll work for free.
Yeah.
So I think Mattel's killing it. Like I said, it's a golden age. I hope that everybody's taking advantage of that. And I mean, who knows how long this is going to last. I'm just riding the wave trying to enjoy it, trying to buy up these toys. And I hope it's going to continue for years to come, honestly. I mean, it's just been great. And I've been really enjoying myself. I mean, like for me, and I'm sure for you as well, I mean, we turn to toys as an extra way of expression, an extra way of, we have this passion for whether it's like dinosaurs or the Jurassic films, or, we just love this stuff, and we've been buying it since we were kids, literally. So, we want more of this stuff. We want to continue to enjoy it and, share it with people through social media as we do on Instagram or YouTube or whatever. So huge thanks to Mattel for giving us what they've given us, and I hope that in the future we'll continue to see some really awesome stuff from them.
Yeah, it's been fun. I've enjoyed it. I really enjoy going out and like hunting for stuff now, and I didn't do that with the Hasbro Jurassic World stuff. Like I hadn't started really collecting it at that point, and so the last time I had collected Jurassic Park stuff was when the Lost World came out. I had some stuff from Jurassic Park 3, but Lost World was my collecting phase. But it's been great. This like rekindled that like childlike fantasy of like going out and finding dinosaurs on the shelves, and my kid gets to come along with me, and we get to kind of bond and do that kind of stuff. So it's great. It's a great experience, So
absolutely. And honestly, I've been toy hunting like nonstop for probably like the last 2 decades, like mostly for Star Wars. But if I'm honest, like, I don't think I've had as much fun hunting for toys as I have over these last few months with Jurassic. It's just been a blast.
Yeah, it is. My younger brother, he actually will. I'll text him stuff like, "Hey, I'm looking for this and this and this, so keep your eye out for it." And now he'll go out and like hunt for Jurassic Park stuff, And he sent me a text the other day, and he's like, "I found a bunch of Jurassic Park stuff for you at the store." He's like, "I really enjoy doing this, and I don't even collect it." He's like, "It's just fun going out and finding." I'm like, "I know it is. It's like a scavenger hunt. You don't know if you're gonna go to a place and it's gonna be stock full of merchandise. There's gonna be nothing. It's like the thrill of the hunt, and you go back for more each week, and so yeah."
Yeah. Absolutely. It's a blast. And I think, like you said, a lot of this harkens back to the fact that we did collect when we were kids, and, we received these toys for Christmas and stuff. Yeah. And I think that's part of what makes this really special is that we have gone a really long time, like you said, since we had quality toys for Jurassic, over 2 decades.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of what makes this really special.
Yeah, it's a nostalgic thing, for me. That's really what it is, and it's nostalgia and like a hobby, because like I play music for a living, and like it's not really a hobby when I have to like go to work and play music. So like painting and doing dioramas and just kind of like experiencing it and sharing it with other people on the internet of like our childhood, so it's like I'm pretty much like just the eyes of my childhood through the lens of my smartphone kind of thing, and just helping people, if they having a bad day and they see one of my pictures and it makes them smile or makes them think when they, back when they were a kid, that's really what it's all about for me, is just like having an experience with so many people all over the world. And I think Jurassic Park does that. It kind of brings everybody together. It's the same language, we all speak it, so.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself. Yep. Well, Ted, as always, it has been a real pleasure.
Yes.
If anybody listening is not familiar with your fantabulous work, and I'm sure most of them are, where can they go online to find you?
Well, I'm on YouTube's. You can find me. I'm just at Ted Brothers on YouTube. I repaint dinosaurs, and it's pretty much what I do there. I'm on Facebook at the Jurassic Park Compound. That is my like Site B profile for people who don't have Instagram. And of course, I'm on Instagram at Ted Brothers. You can find me there. My little logo says my name on it, and I'll just be there having fun, taking pictures of dinosaurs.
Very cool. Well, thank you again for being here in the Cantina to discuss Mattel's Jurassic World reveals from San Diego Comic-Con.
Yes, thank you for having me. I loved it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for this episode of the Cantina Chatter podcast. Once again, a huge thanks to Ted Brothers for joining me in this episode, and a huge thanks again to Mattel for doing the wonderful work they are doing with the Jurassic World toy line. Again, we are living in a golden age of Jurassic Park collecting. I hope you are all taking advantage of this, and that the line continues to do well and continues to be made for years to come. If you've enjoyed this episode, please consider leaving a 5-star review on iTunes. Believe it or not, those ratings really do help to make the show more visible so that more people can be aware of it. Be sure to check out Ted Brothers online. I will include some links in the show notes. And if you're so inclined, consider becoming a Cantina patron on Patreon. Again, we are completely self-funded in every regard, and your contributions are greatly appreciated. Be sure to follow Victoria's Cantina on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. As always, thank you for tuning in to the Cantina Chatter podcast. Bye-bye.